used to come to town from the naval base, looking for a stiff drink and a pretty face. Hang around the whorehouses all night long. Some were drifters, some were bums, some just waiting for the war to come. Out behind the factory with a bottle and a factory girl. In that small town on the river, that small town on the river. That December war broke out, many a woman lost her man. Some wrote from overseas, some didn't, and their women didn't understand. The whores left for the harbor towns where their business was still good. Factory girls worked double shifts, put in as much time as they could. In that small town on the river, small town on the river. Some men came home aces, some were carried home. Every man was a hero, no one was left alone. Some got jobs, some went to school, some found they fathered kids. Some couldn't escape what they saw and wound up on the skids. In that small town on the river, that small town on the river. 40 years later, the town remains the same. One mill burnt down, another was built. Now the paychecks come from a different name. The Legion and the Eagles Hall, nothing seems to age. Conversation, TV on, paper open to the sports page. In that small town on the river, small town on the river. I was talking to the bartender last night at the PAC. A Navy man from World War II, sharp dresser though he don't have to be. And over a double bourbon, he says, "Kid, I tell you, man to man, this town died 40 years ago, son, get out while you can." In that small town on the river, they used to come to town from the naval base, looking for a stiff drink and a pretty face. Hang around the whorehouses all night long. Some were drifters, some were bums, some just waiting for the war to come. Out behind the factory with a bottle and a factory girl. In that small town on the river, small town on the river. Throwing houses in the fields between the towns, and the Starlight Drive-In movies all closed down. Road has gone to the way it was before. Spaces won't be spaces anymore. farms were broken by the drought. First the Wagners, now the Fullers pull it out. Developers pay better than the corn, but this is not the place where they were born. But houses in the fields, no prayers for steady rain this year. Houses in the field, they got houses in the field. And the last few farms, they're growing out of here. First he wouldn't sell any wood. Now there'll be children playing where the silo stood. The word came from the marrow of his bones. It was the last sure way to pay off all the loans. Now the new streets will be named for kings and queens, and a ransom will be paid for every castle's dream. It's a sign I'm getting on Newcrest with a lion. And the farmers, they will have enough to die on. But houses in the fields, no prayers for steady rain this year. Houses in the fields, we got houses in the field. And the last few farms, they're growing out of here. I guess no one should be afraid of change. But tell me, why is there a fence for every open range? Maybe it's a sign I'm getting on in years, when nothing new is welcome to these eyes and ears. But houses in the fields, no prayers for steady rain this year. Houses in the field, we got houses in the field. And the last few farms, they're growing out of here. Spaces won't be spaces anymore. Come and listen for a moment, lads, and hear me tell my tale. How across the sea from England I was condemned to sail. How the jury found me guilty, and then the judge says he, all for life, Jim Jones, I'm sending you across the stormy sea. But take a tip before you ship to join the Iron Gang. Don't get too gay in Botany Bay, or else you'll surely hang. Or else you'll surely hang, says he. Jim Jones lick. Crows upon the gallows tree, the crows will pick your bones. And our ship was high upon the sea when pirates came along, but the soldiers on our convict ship were full 500 strong. Well, I opened fire and somehow drove that pirate ship away, but I'd rather have ruined that pirate ship than gone to Botany Bay. With the storms raging round us and the winds a blowing gale, rather have drowned in misery than gone to New South Wales. There's no time for mischief there, they say. The ship was high upon the sea till pirates came along, but the soldiers on our convict ship were full 500 strong. So they opened fire and somehow drove that pirate ship away, but I'd rather have joined that pirate ship than gone to Botany Bay. Now it's day and night, the irons clanging like poor galley slaves. We toil, and when we die must fill dishonored graves. And it's by and by I'll slip my chains, into the bush I'll go, to join the finest rankers there, Jack Donahue and Co. And some dark night when everything is silent in the town, I'll shoot them tyrants one and all, I'll gun their children down. Oh, I'll give that town a little shock. Remember what I say, they'll regret the day they sent Jim Jones in chains to Botany Bay. Well, I'll give the world a little shock, remember what I say, they'll regret the day they sent Jim Jones in chains to Botany Bay. Name she gave was Caroline, daughter of a miner, and her ways were free, and it seemed to me sunshine walked beside her, sunshine walked beside her. Well, she came from Spencer, across the hill, set her paw and center, for the cold was low, and soon the snow would turn the skies to winter. Said she'd come to look for work, was not seeking favors, for a dime a day and a place to stay. She turned those hands to labor, turned those hands to labor. Times were hard, Lord, and the jobs were few. All through Tecumseh Valley, she asked around till the job she found, tending bar at Gypsy Sally's. Gypsy Sally's. Saved enough, get back home when spring replaced the winter. But her dream was denied, her pa had died. Word come down from Spencer, word come down from Spencer. So she turned to whoring out on the street with all the lust inside her. Many a man returned again, lay himself down beside her, lay himself beside her. Found her down beneath the stairs that led to Gypsy Sally's. In her hand when she died was a note that cried, fare thee well, Tecumseh Valley, Tecumseh Valley. Name she gave was Caroline, daughter of a miner. Her ways were free, and it seemed to me sunshine walked beside her, sunshine walked beside her. Caroline, Townes Van Zandt. Well, it is.